everybody's dead. This is all part of a sacrifice ritual that apparently they were like right on fucking time for.
Yeah, we're already in it. Like, there was no, okay, that was maybe the starting bell. Like, give me some warning.
Yeah.
When you walk in there, you are in the ritual. That's why it's doubly important for you to not fuck around right now, because there's a certain way that all of this is supposed to work. So don't shake it up, dude.
I do think part of it was just like dumb luck, because the lady comes up to them in a minute here and she does say that like they weren't expecting them. So they just showed up, I think, at like the exact right time for this all to line up.
Also, what a time to show up for the sacrificial thing that they're doing. Like, hey, glad you're here. We're just about to kill somebody.
Yeah.
And like, oh, okay, I'll wait. Like, I'll stay outside while you guys handle your business.
Yeah. Can I have a glass of wine first?
Or 4. Just give me the bottle. It'll be fine.
Verna breaks down the ritual for Richard. Basically, these people live in a semicircle around the swamp where their enemy lives, and those people will not allow safe passage for the sisters and their boys. So in order to get where they are going, they have to appease the Majandai by killing one of the enemy to prove they're cool. We're cool, man.
So let me get this straight. Richard and Verna have to travel in a straight line, south, essentially.
Yeah.
So they're coming to one group of people, so they can pass through that group of people, go into another group of people's territory, and then cross this first group of people's territory again before they get to wherever it is they're headed.
That's what would be ideal, but they can't do that.
They're traveling through essentially what is a sea with a big spot in the middle of it.
Right.
So here's the Majandai, and then here's their enemy, and then here's the Majandai again, and they have to go through that.
They would like to go through it, but instead they have to go all the way around through the Majandai.
Right, they have to go around.
Right.
But the goal is for them to go straight through this.
Yes.
I was picturing the shape in my head, and this is what I came up with, like a fist in a C shape, and I was like, okay, I think I get it now.
Yeah, and they keep calling the end of the C shape a horn.
All right, so it's got a little fancy hook. It's a cursive C.
Yeah. They specifically want the blessing of the boy, or the man in this case, with the gift, because they believe that those people have a direct link to the spirits. Doing shit this way also makes the enemies hate the wizards, therefore denying them that link, so it's like a 2 birds, 1 stone type situation.
Right.
So, at this point, Verna says some weird shit about the lady who rang the bell being the Queen Mother, and also the receptacle of divine seed in this world. Like, I get being the fertility goddess or whatever. I totally understand that that's like a sacred thing and people like worship fertility and all of that. But calling her a receptacle for seed just feels like not great, right?
A lot less prestigious.
Yeah.
Like, it really depends on how you look at the situation. These people look at her and go, you are like the giver of life. So we're looking up to you. You're the mother, right? Other people look at these people and go, that's the one everybody has sex with. Everybody has sex with.
All the gods. It's divine seed name.
Well, I mean, yeah.
She fucks the gods at night.
That's intense.
It brought to mind a very, very crass term that I don't know that I want to say on the podcast, I feel like, I don't know. We've said a lot of shit, but this is just cum dumpster.
I was like, I'm not entirely sure what you're gonna say.
Yeah, I feel like it's not a very great thing to say.
No, it's not a good word, but
it's real bad.
Like, that's
very disrespectful to women.
Describing, though, you know, that's tough.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, I don't know, maybe I won't say it on the podcast. Let people assume what I'm talking about.
Because it's a hard one to swallow.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was bad. I think it's time for beer.
Yep.
So today we're drinking a Seagram's Escapes Wildberry. You gotta say it. Seagram's Escapes. Yeah, it's supposed to be relaxing. It's a wine cooler. It's not a beer. I'm sorry that I lied to you all. It's got strawberry, raspberry, blueberry, and blackberry. So, I mean, gonna be a winner.
I just love that you're so secure in your alcoholism that you'll drink, wine coolers.
I'm not afraid. Hey, if it's fruity and it tastes good, there's no reason to not want to drink it. Like when we were in Jamaica, like I had mentioned earlier, before I got that wicked worst sunburn of my entire existence, I was drinking fruity rum all week. All week.
Really, if you can get it down, there's a reason to drink it, right?
Literally stops pouring orange juice, looks you in the eye and goes, "Do you want rum in that, sir?" Well, it's 7 a.m., isn't it? Bring it on, buddy.
Hell yeah.
So, yeah, no, I'm not afraid.
Also,
I'll drink pink stuff. I don't care.
The Seagram's Jamaican Me Crazy is real good. Not gonna lie.
Now, this thing is only 3.2%, so you could drink a lot of it.
Yeah.
But, yeah, just like I suspected, tasty as hell. And I do want to clarify one thing. I will drink anything. I mean, as long as it tastes good. But the only reason that this is here is because somebody brought it over for a barbecue and it was left in the fridge. So,
so cheers.
So cheers.
Well, I'm going to grab another one and we'll be back right after this. And we're back. So Richard is going to be brought to the prisoner to kiss the sacred knife and give the murderer his blessing.
You just did the thing again where you're like, and we're back. So Richard is going to give his blessing for the murder. It's
Happy
just,
time!
Yeah, it's, what's it called? Whiplash, a little bit, but it's okay. Keeps it fresh.
Yeah, we got to keep it upbeat.
Yeah.
If he doesn't do this, they are both going to die before these people kill the sacrifice anyways, so really, you're going to kiss the knife, okay?
Yeah. To be fair, before he was saying, to be fair, how he wasn't going to kill anybody. And then, he gets here, and the original plan is, all you got to do is kiss the knife and say, you don't even have to say shit, just kiss the knife and walk away.
Yeah. Well, I think he has to watch it, too.
Well, yeah, but he doesn't have to commit the murder.
Yeah.
He would be letting it happen, though. So that's one part of it. But, you kind of got your wish, bud. This should be a shoo-in.
Yeah. It doesn't seem like it's still not great, but it seems like something he could work around morally.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
To Verna's credit, she also is like, dude, this is obscene shit here, okay? I don't think this is okay. But we have to do it because we have to go where we're going.
We worked out a deal. These people operate the way they operate. And by even the Midland's own model, we are to let these people operate the way they want.
Right.
That's kind of the whole point.
It is interesting that this is happening in the old world, not in the new world, because although the mud people, eat people, they only do it if they're, attacking them. They don't kill people randomly just to kill them. I would be interested to see how they would handle it in the Midlands. If they would just be like, whatever.
I think if it comes down to a central council type decision, I think they leave them alone because that's their whole shtick, man.
I would like to see Kaylin and Richard have a discussion about this.
Oh, that could get heated.
Verna tries to make Richard feel a little bit better about this by saying, you're going to save more people than you kill, and the savages are their enemy, and they also attack the civilized people of the old world. Us white people, we are totally attacked by these savages, so we need to, it's fine. It's fine to kill a couple of them, okay? Don't worry about it.
Dot.
Richard is like, oh, they attack you? Well, no fucking surprise if you've been helping to kill them for 3,000 years. But whatever, I'll just keep that to myself.
Right. And I mean, okay. Second, we talked about this earlier. These women keep coming through their land with 10-year-old boys, taking them to God knows where. And I'm guessing they never see them again.
This is actually also something, they can't see the women or the boys again, because the women don't go back for more boys across the boundary.
And boys just probably are smart enough to not fucking go back that
Yeah.
way. But, like, I wouldn't help these people either. What are you doing with that kid?
Well, I also, that is something I thought about too. The things that Richard sees here in a minute, like where he goes to see the prisoner, thinking about a 10-year-old boy having to see that and like kiss the knife to say it's okay is real. Like, it just keeps getting more fucked up with the kids, you know?
Oh, yeah. It hasn't solved anything yet with that type of situation, but I think that's the point. The most gut-wrenching thing you can almost think of is harm befalling a child. So when you read stuff like this, and, you know, like many times we forget that this is supposed to be a 10-year-old kid. Not supposed to be, but I feel like if you're listening, you understand what I mean.
Yeah.
That thought is shocking.
Yeah.
And it continues to happen, and I think it forces you to pay attention to how fucked up that situation is, so it actually makes you feel a certain way about it, as opposed to being like, that's fucked up. Terry does a brilliant job doing that, and, I mean, yeah.
I feel like this kind of stuff opens like a little bit of a window into why so many wizards end up being fucking assholes, because they're all psychologically tortured when they're little.
Oh, yeah. Easy diagnosis of, like a PTSD situation.
Yeah.
Once they leave. Or, like, literally any time after something like this would happen, they'd be fucked for life.
I think most people just in this world in general are pretty fucked up from the time that they're little. That's what I'm finding out. So, when the women in black come to get Richard, one of them tells Verna that he's too old to give the blessing. He can't do that. He has to perform the sacrifice himself. So that's great. And she immediately sends some tingle magic Richard's way and is like, don't swing that fucking axe, bud. You gotta do it.
Don't fuck this up for me. I know they called an audible, but you know what? Richard and Kaylin have been doing that this entire book.
Yeah.
Calling instant audibles, so he's got to be flexible on this one, I feel like.
I felt like it was a little bit weird that they didn't have more of a discussion about it before they took Richard from her. Like, I get that maybe this is the middle of the ritual and it's time sensitive, but it was just weird that she was like, don't swing the axe, and he didn't say anything, and then he was gone to go perform a murder that she just assured him he wasn't going to actually have to perform.
I mean, what the fuck? But yeah, he doesn't say anything.
Yeah.
Even if he doesn't like it, he's like, okay, I'm not going to fucking rock the boat. He is kind of going along with Verna's advice.
Well, and we've seen this before, like with the Mud People, when they were like, here's human meat, and he was like, okay, I guess I'm eating human meat now.
If I have to, I have to, fellas. You said so.
And I'll pretend like I'm gonna fuck this teenage girl, but I'm going to pull the rug out from underneath you at the last minute.
So Richard is led to a little home with high ceilings and no furniture. Immediate red flag. The woman tells the men who are squatting there with spears what has been decided about Richard doing the killing. Namely, he's old, so he has to do it.
Yeah.
And then she just leaves him to it. The men all slap his back like they're old buddies drinking at your bar you've been at for 30 years. Like, you are going to like what we have for you. Like a bachelor party.
Yeah. They're like, fuck yeah, we have a new friend. He's going to do some killing with us. It's going to be great. We're going to rape together. It's going to be awesome.
That's... Yeah. So, they bring him into a different room, and the scene is pretty well painted for you. A room with a 3-story high ceiling, one window at the top, giving minimal light, dirt floor, and a banged up, dirty, naked woman with an iron collar around her neck.
Yeah, I could see it pretty clearly in my head after he said it like that. I was like, oh, okay, this is not great.
Yeah, this is the dingy back room that nobody speaks of.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's not a great place.
And all the guys, like, go in there and, like, lean against the walls and just stare at her. It's very, I don't know, very bad.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of this is really uncomfortable to talk about, just to think about. And that's, again, I think, due to Terry's writing. I think he's very good at what he does. But all of these different little details, like, oh man, when you sit back and think about it, more shit reveals itself to you. You're like, that's worse, and that's worse. It's like he gets in your head and does the